9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Hello, good evening, everybody. This is your PR princess, your timeless elite, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me, on this Thursday edition of TNA iMPACT. We here at Women's Wrestling Talk give you exclusive coverage to the Knockouts TV tournament. We are wrapping up the first round because we have 2 matches happening. We have Jada Stone taking on the System's Alisha Edwards, and we also have Elayna Black take on Wendy Choo. And also the other matches involved, we have KC Navarro taking on Nemeth for the TNA World title. It's a dream come true, and we're not too long because we're kicking it off with Elijah with his concert. And he has his light up guitar, and he's getting ready for tag team action because he's teaming up with Moose to take on AJ Francis and Frankie Kazarian. Because I have my little snacks with me, I have my drinks with me, I'm here with all of you. It's been a long day working today, but figured I'd end the night off with TNA. And I hope everybody's having a great week because tomorrow is Friday. It is the weekend. Obviously, of course, we have a busy weekend of wrestling, but thank God it's only one wrestling promotion of focus. I mean, outside of AAA and WOW and everything else, we have AEW Redemption happening this Sunday. Oh my, from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. But we will be talking a little bit, but we also be talking about a lot of tea from Dark Side of the Ring because I didn't give it much tea the last couple of weeks, but there is a lot of tea. But here comes Elijah's tag team partner, Moose. He says the franchise. Shout out to Boza and Jeffrey in the chat. You guys are here with me. You know it's Thursday, but also make sure to check out my siblings because they are doing the Kayfabe podcast right now where they're giving you the rundown on what happened on Saturday night's main event. Obviously, Monday Night Raw, NXT, SmackDown for tomorrow, and maybe bold predictions for Redemption. Maybe. I can't count on it, but we shall see. And also, we get to go to the Hardy compound where the Righteous take on the Hardys for the TNA World Tag Team titles. But they're coming to the Hardy compound. We know how that's going to go. And we're also going to hear from the System after Cedric Alexander successfully retained his title against Fabian Aichner. But here we go. We are in tag team action. We have Frankie Kazarian and AJ Francis, which kind of sucks because I didn't get to see the entrances of AJ Francis and Frankie Kazarian. They're taking on Elijah and Moose. And this has kind of been brewing up after the King's speech. That's the show Frankie Kazarian does in the ring. He had a conversation with Moose, which shockingly enough, Moose and Frankie Kazarian has, they never fought one-on-one before. And I guess Frankie Kazarian doesn't want to face him. So it's kind of been brewing up the last couple of weeks. But obviously we see these 2 big guys, AJ Francis and Moose. They had a really good match last week. Also with the fact too, they played football, which they're no slouches, by the way. And oh, nice, Jeffrey. But like I said, I will be posting bold predictions. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on WWT tomorrow, but you will be getting bold predictions ahead of this weekend. Happy that you are hanging out with me. But like I said, it's always going to be a busy Thursday because you have Kayfabe and you also have me for TNA because we're covering the TNA Knockouts TV tournament. And of course, Elijah has to watch out for AJ's manager expressions, or as Jeffrey calls him, WWF's Slick, because he does remind you of Slick. I have to do like a picture to picture because he does resemble of Slick. If you know who Slick is, you know. But feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got. I had to. I know, Jeffrey, you do. But, you know, I may not be on tomorrow because, of course, you know, it is summer, and obviously your PR princess has a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff planned. And also, I want to enjoy summer too. I do want to enjoy it. He does remind me of Slick. I know, it's Slick. Like, if you know who Slick is, you kind of know from the WWF days. but Elijah and Moose. But like I said, feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got in this tag team match. And it's sooner or later, Moose and Frankie Kazarian are going to have to meet one-on-one, possibly at Lockdown. But this is the agility of Moose. That's why he's the franchise. That's why they call him that. Shout out to Jeff Metterling in the chat. And it's funny because you were talking about Rocky 4, and before I was watching this, Rocky 4 was on TV. So AMC is known for classic movies, which I like. And after this, you can watch Lone Survivor. I don't know what the movie is about, but I know that's going to be the movie after TNA Impact. But it's always good, interesting movies. Like last week, it was like Beverly Hills Cop 2 or 3 that was on either last week or a couple weeks ago, which was pretty interesting. But I do have my little snacks with me and my drinks and spending time with all of you. And hopefully everybody has a great Thursday and just getting ready for the weekend. Bad Miss You by AJ Francis. Elijah on the top rope, but AJ Francis caught him. Elijah better watch out for Expressions, because even though Expressions has like a cast around his neck, see? Look at Expressions. He's trying to interfere. And I think Moose is trying to like intimidate him. You said geek. Well, fortunately, your winners in this tag team match is AJ Francis and Frankie Kazarian. Yippee! Yeah, he's been known as Elijah. He can't use his other name, Elias. He's now Elijah now. And look, Expressions took Elias. You have me saying Elias. Elijah's guitar. Who does he think he is? Jeff Jarrett? Well, here's Moose. Moose took that guitar. Headbutt. And Elijah, thanks for coming, Expressions. I guess he probably had to go to the hospital for now. Well, AJ Francis and Frankie Kazarian may have won the battle, but they did not win the war. So we will be seeing a lot of all 4 of these men pretty much on the road to Lockdown. Well, at least Elijah's getting the last laugh. Yeah, Elijah and Moose. I know they lost the tag team, but they got the last laugh, and there'll be a lot from all 4 of these guys. But as we know, Slick. Yeah, to remind you of Slick, we have the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Nick Nemeth taking on KC Navarro. KC Navarro has been on the media tour in Philadelphia, so he's been interviewing for yesterday and today. Also, if you're in Philadelphia, he's actually doing a watch party right now at Chicky and Pete's. So if you're in the Philly area, you're in Chicky and Pete's, make sure to do that. But up next is second to last first round match for the TNA Knockouts Championship. We have Elayna Black taking on Wendy Choo. As Bosa said, whoever wins faces off against M by Elegance. So we're almost done with the first rounds. I can't believe it. It's been a fun first round so far. I'm very excited to see all the ladies do their thing. I'm going to try to see if I can go to Philadelphia for TNA next week. Because next week's a little bit crazy because I have to figure out my schedule because I am going to give a heads up. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a watch on for Dynamite or TNA next week, only because I know TNA is going to be in Philly next week. Obviously, of course, there's a few special assignments that I got to do. So I will let everybody know because your PR princess is cooking up something, but I can't tell you what it is because I'm juking and jiving and representing Women's Wrestling Talk because we're small but mighty, but we're moving on the way. And we also did find out Sirius XM and WWE well, WWE podcast is going to be in partnership with Sirius XM. So that's going to be very interesting with the wrestling landscape, because we know Busted Open talks about WWE. Obviously, of course, they do have some guys who worked in WWE. Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer, Bully Ray. It's going to be very interesting how that goes. And yes, Boza, there will be a watch along for Sunday for Redemption. Absolutely, 100%. There will be a watch along for Redemption this weekend. So get ready for that for Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And it looks like we did announce our last match. So I think we have at least 10 or 11 matches on the card, which I guess because it's their first pay-per-view that they're doing this. I mean, I guess they're trying to put more eyes in it, which I understand. But wonder if that's why. Oh, God. Well, it's going to be very interesting, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about this tomorrow regarding this new opportunity with Sirius XM WWE podcast, because I'm just curious if Busted Open's going to be specifically focused on WWE along with everybody, because almost every content on there is WWE. And it's going to be interesting because are they not going to talk about like the other companies or independent? If there's a conflict of interest, I mean, it's going to be very interesting how that's going to shape. Obviously, we here at Women's Wrestling Talk will talk about women from all promotions, not just WWE, like WWE, AEW, TNA, Independent, New Japan, Stardom, NWA, all across the board, even on the independent and local scenes. We make sure to give coverage to everybody because that's very, very important. And I did see, I was not on the media call today for Redemption, but a few peeps from WWT were. I did hear a lot of buzz on that. I did hear a lot of buzz regarding what's happening with Ty and everything else. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a topic tomorrow. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be on WWT tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure that will be a topic. No, Jeffrey, Ty did not get released. But she did ask for a release a week or two ago. I mean, it always happens. So it's not like, boss man kicked her to the curb, but, she requested a release. Not sure when it's going to happen, but only time will tell. Because at the end of the day, that's what happens inside closed doors. So it looks like they're doing a spin-off of The Walking Dead. And they're also showing the classic Jaws. So Jaws is going to be a double feature during Dead City weekend because Sunday starts Shark Week. Oh, and Mustafa Ali. Okay, so last week he told everybody in the back who does he pick for the TNA International Championship. So who is it going to pick? Who is it going to be? Who's it going to be? So I guess may the best man win. I'm curious. Who is it going to be? And yes, suppose a shout out to Tommy Fiera and everybody else. ISPW is having their show in Wildwood tonight. Fortunately, I couldn't be there because I did have to take care of business earlier today. But I have heard good reviews of it so far. I'm hoping I get to go next year. And shout out to Tommy Fiera, everybody from ISPW for just doing amazing shows. So I'm hoping, because it looked like the crowd was almost sold out. And Mackenzie Mitchell looks fabulous as ever. And we are on the second to last of the final rounds for the TNA Knockouts TV Championship. Here comes Wendy Choo from Evolve. So it's nice to see a glimpse from Evolve. And yes, Jeffrey Tasha Steele still eyeing Mila Moore, because sooner or later there's going to be a cat fight between those ladies. Mark my words. There will be a cat fight. That was refreshing. That was refreshing. But here comes Wendy Choo. Like I said, feel free to put on the channel who you guys think is going to take on And by Elegance. You think Wendy Choo or do you think Elayna Black? Don't sleep on Wendy Choo because she's gotten better. Loves. Yes, Jeffrey Mackenzie. She is spot on when it comes to her outfit. She is fabulous. So Bose is picking Wendy Choo. And here comes Elayna Black. I do like her outfit though. And it looks like she's dating better. It's kind of crazy because, like I said, I was at Fight Factory Wrestling. So shout out to Dave and the rest of the crew. I was very happy to do coverage for media. And I got to meet KC Navarro because he's from Jersey. He's also on TNA. And with the fact, too, if you did not know, Elayna Black is his girlfriend, by the way. So it's always something to see. And Casey is just a cool person. And yesterday was his birthday. And it's awesome that he got to do like a media tour in Philly. Like I said, tonight he's doing a watch party over at Chicken Pizza in Philadelphia. I thought it was next week, but they're live next week. So he's doing a watch party tonight. Yeah, Boza, I don't want to say it's set in stone yet, but I just have to make sure what's going on because I have to confirm to see if my special assignments are going to happen. Yeah, and that's really nice. Go check out his documentary. It's amazing. And I love that he came back after his torn ACL. But here we go. We have the second to last first round of the TNA Knockouts TV tournament. Elayna Black, Wendy Choo. And like you said, it's NXT alum versus NXT alum. But I hope Elayna Black does great things in TNA. She has been doing a lot, feuding with some people in the Knockouts division. Like I said, it's been a fun. Wendy Choo's playing the same mind games with Elayna Black, which is really, really cute. But I love this tournament so far because now it's like almost anybody could be the TNA Knockouts champion. And I do love it, which I really, really love. She's too funny. Like I said, we also have the final first round match. We have Jada Stone taking on Alisha Edwards later on tonight. And it's funny because we're going to hear from the system later on tonight after Cedric Alexander successfully retained his title against Fabian Aichner. We're going to hear from what he says. Obviously, of course, he has both Leon Slater and Ricky Sosa on his tail, especially with the fact, too, of what Cedric Alexander did to Leon Slater at Slammiversary. So Jeffrey gets a kick out of it when I say Aichner. Well, Elayna Black, she looks like she's taking a break, but oh yes, 10-minute time limit. That's a 10-minute. Shout out to my sister Honey in the chat. Greetings. Like I said, my siblings are doing the kayfabe podcast right now. But once they wrap up kayfabe, because I think it's at 10 o'clock, you can come over and hang out with me to do TNA. So shout out to us, because I put in the chat earlier at kayfabe, because I hopped in and they were talking about SummerSlam, saying nobody wants to go to Minnesota. And it's crazy. The only thing I can think of is they have Mall of America, because Mall of America is a destination. And I can tell you some good eateries in Minnesota. But other than that, it's like, I can't tell you what other places in Minnesota. Like I said, outside of Mall of America. Shout out to Roland Bird in the chat. I hope you guys are doing very well. Like I said, Elayna Black, Wendy Choo, a second to last of the first round match for the Knockouts TV Championship. These girls are really... I mean, it's kind of fun seeing Elayna Black. She's having some confidence in there, and I love it. I love that she has that confidence. That's what you need. And like I said, TNA is coming to Philadelphia next week. I'm going to try to see if I can go next week, because I've never been to a TNA show, and it would be a good opportunity for me to go, especially with the fact, yeah, we got a lot of stuff happening in Philadelphia. This Saturday, it's NWA. They're coming to the historic 2300. Next week, TNA. Next month, SmackDown's coming to Philadelphia. MLW is returning in October. Obviously, of course, AEW All In Wembley Stadium. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff happening in the East Coast. A lot of wrestling stuff, which I'm not complaining, because it's actually nice that it's coming to like Philadelphia and the East Coast. And I'm not complaining. It's just finding the right time and what event makes sense. But obviously, of course, I'm very excited to go to NWA on Saturday because NWA is definitely historic. Like, it has a huge historic wrestling promotion that I don't think a lot of people know about. And I'm very grateful that it's coming to 2300 this weekend and very excited. Oh my God. Jeffrey, you put that in there. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. I feel like Elayna Black is showing a lot of confidence since she's been on TNA. She's showing a lot of confidence, which you need, not just in wrestling, but in life. But Wendy Choo is no slouch either. I wouldn't be mad either way because both of these ladies are deserving. I wouldn't be mad at it because both of these ladies are deserving of it. I just wouldn't be mad at it. It's hard to pick one because I'll never forget the first round. We had Tasha Steelz taking on Mara Sade, and it was tough. And it was tough to do, but Mara Sade ended up winning. And I know Jeffrey was upset that Tasha Steelz didn't advance, but he's happy Mara Sade advanced. Obviously, her man Kevin Knight has a big weekend because he's facing off against Kenny Omega for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship this weekend. And last night on Dynamite, he gave the last slap to Mr. Kenny Omega and left him busted open. But Kenny had some more to say after Dynamite, which is posted on socials. I don't know why it wasn't on TV. But yeah, we're going to see the Jet this weekend. I actually do like this match. This is really, really good. It was a sad day. Yes, it was a sad day. It was a sad day for you. I felt bad because they were both of your ladies. And, ooh, that was a nasty close-up by Wendy. I wouldn't be mad what the result is. Quick kick out by Elayna. And it's also interesting, last week, yeah, they're showing the replay from what Wendy did. From what Wendy did to Elayna Black. You know, it's crazy, and I meant to say this last week. If you saw the backstage segment between Elayna Black and Xia Brookside, that is very interesting. And I'm sure the reigning TNA Knockouts champion Xia Brookside is probably watching this somewhere. And I want to see her continue having segments and really be the face of the TNA Knockouts division, especially with the fact with the changes TNA has had and they let go of some people. I think it's time for Xia Brookside to shine in and show that she's not a rookie. And with the fact she's the first person born from the UK to be TNA Knockouts champion. And I really want to see her soar as the face of this division. Oh, man. Belly to belly. Quick kick out by Wendy. This is actually a good match between these ladies. I'm not mad on who wins. I know, me too. I actually do love it. I love it. With the exception of Raw, almost every women's match this week has been good. Like NXT, Dynamite, TNA. I think we do have some women's matches for SmackDown too tomorrow. Oh yeah, we do have some matches tomorrow for SmackDown. What's Elayna doing? What's she doing on the top rope? What's Elayna doing right here? Well, here comes Wendy. What's Wendy doing? Oh, that was a nice suplex. These ladies are really giving it their all. This is a really good match. This is a really, really good match. And yes, Jeffrey, it's San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. So if you're in the area for San Diego Comic-Con, I hope you have fun, you be safe, you stay hydrated. A few people from AEW will be there and have a panel. Swerve is going to be there. Orange Cassidy is going to be there. I forget who else is going to be there. Oh, man. This ended in a draw. Well, that really sucks. So they're trying to say 5 more minutes, but where is Santino? Who the heck is that? Oh, that's Nia Brookside taking out Elayna Black. Ooh. Xia Brookside. Well, I guess it looks like Wendy Choo. Wendy Choo down there to back up. Well, Wendy Choo's checking in on Elayna Black, but it looks like we may see the next contender for the TNA Knockouts title with Xia Brookside. I think we might have found her new contender. But she's making a point. And I was talking about her earlier. Ask and you shall receive. Oh, well, that sucks. It looks like M by Elegance is just like walks right in. And I'm pretty sure the concierge is, boy. I'm pretty sure the concierge is happy about it. Even though he's still blindsided by the miss by Rosemary. I'm pretty sure the concierge is gloating about it. But here's the updated bracket that we have. We're almost done the first round. It was a good match, but it was very interesting that it ended in a draw. And it's a truce between Elayna Black and Wendy Choo, but it looks like Elayna Black may be the next contender for the Knockouts title. Because we did see her confront against Xia Brookside last week. All right, so we see some of the people voting. So we see Allie and we see Rosemary, Rich Swann. Oh man, Ryan Nemeth, Cedric. Oh my god. Oh boy, I'm curious who they're gonna vote for. Who's it gonna be? I just want to know who it is. Who is it? Who is it? Well, I guess we're gonna have to find out. Well, Milo Moore is working her little magic. She's working her little magic. Boza, I hope it's not a nobody. So tonight we do have the TNA World Title. Nick Nemeth taking on KC Navarro. It's happening. Very excited that KC Navarro make Holly happy. And we also have the Righteous deletion at the Hardy compound. We have the Hardys taking on the Righteous for the TNA tag team titles. But up next, we're going to hear from the system. all members of the system. As I mentioned, after Cedric Alexander retained the title against Fabian Aichner, we're going to hear from the system. And also, it's interesting because Alisha Edwards has her match against Jada Stone a little bit later. What Boza he does, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of shenanigans involved between KC Navarro and Nick Nemeth, because obviously you got to watch out for Nick Nemeth's baby brother, annoying baby brother Ryan, because knowing him, he may stick his nose where it doesn't belong, or it's going to end the shenanigans, and we're probably going to have them have a rematch at Lockdown. I wouldn't be surprised at it one bit, but we shall see on that. But you're hanging out with me, your PR princess, your timeless elite, whatever you want to call me, on this Thursday edition where we here at Women's Wrestling Talk are giving you exclusive coverage of the Knockouts TV tournament that's been happening. We're almost wrapped up in the first round. Obviously, of course, Elayna Black and Wendy Choo had a great match, but it ended in a draw, unfortunately. And by Elegance advanced smoothly. So I guess the concierge is going to probably be happy about that as well. And since AMC is known for a lot of commercials, we're just going to take a quick break and showcase the Women's Wrestling Archive, where we get to showcase the women from the past, the present, and the future of women's wrestling.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might think he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Support everything for the Women's Wrestling Archive. $1, $2, $3, $4, whatever amount you want for the Women's Wrestling Archive. And we still have commercials for AMC. Apparently, they're doing another spinoff of The Walking Dead. Walking Dead Dead City, new season, July 26th. So I guess, like I said, it's another spinoff. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead, they're doing another spinoff, which is happening on the 26th. So make sure to check that. Lots of fun stuff with this weekend. Like I said, it's, as Jeffrey mentioned, it is San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. So if you are in the area, please make sure to see that. And I did see they have a new Cyndi Lauper doll that they're going to be premiering at San Diego Comic-Con in collaboration with Mattel. So I'm very excited. Cyndi Lauper gets her own doll. And I actually do want that doll too. It looks so cute. I would love to have a doll of Cyndi Lauper. But I hope everybody's having a good week and ready for this weekend. I hope you have some plans this weekend and just are enjoying it. Obviously, of course, we got SmackDown tomorrow. At least we know with SmackDown they'll have women's matches tomorrow. Also, with the fact to Collision this weekend. Obviously, AEW Redemption's happening on Sunday, which there will be a watch along here, and you get to spend time with me. You get to watch it on HBO Max, Amazon Prime, anywhere that plays it. But you get to hang out with the watch along with me. So make sure to get your energy up and everything else. Oh, they're showing the promo of Lockdown. And I do like the promo that they have it, which is really cool. And if you follow the history of TNA, Lockdown is one of their signature pay-per-views that Final Destination, Turning Point, Bound for Glory. I know they had so many pay-per-views. Against All Odds was another one. Well, here comes the system. Here comes everyone from the system. Brian Myers, Bear Bronson, Cedric Alexander, Eddie Edwards, and of course Alisha Edwards, who, by the way, will be competing later on tonight in the final round of the TNA Knockouts TV tournament against Jada Stone. So, boo the system, Jeff Betterling. Boo the system. Yes, Jeffrey, I did see that photo, and that's so awesome. The first Chile from Chile and Dominican women in WWE. That's insanity. And hopefully we get to see Stephanie Vaquer soon, and then she's 100% healthy. She's ready to go, because I do miss La Primera. I do miss her. Don't worry, Jeff Betterling. Moose will be on. I mean, I know Moose was earlier. I can tell you're a big fan of Moose. You're a big fan of Speedball. But let's hear what the system has to say. And Alisha Edwards has the mic. That is true. Bear Bronson. Well, he did have some help from Brian Myers, by the way, but he did pick up a victory. Go watch some of his matches in the independent scene. The gatekeepers. Cedric. Wonder who's going to be the next person to challenge Cedric Alexander. Oh, they decide who's ready. Yes, you have it here, folks. Alisha Edwards will be facing off against Jada Stone a little bit later on tonight. Jeez. Kind of a little harsh to say. Oh, here comes Ricky Sosa. That is true. Well, here comes Leon Slater. He's a person that still has a beef with Cedric Alexander. The brother Brov said it best. So it looks like Ricky and Leon are in wrestling attire. So it looks like they want to face off against any two members of the system. Oh, so it's going to be next week in Philadelphia, in the city of brotherly love. Oh, where's Santino? Everybody's asking for Santino. Scared. Well, it looks like Ricky Sosa and Leon Slater want the system. I wouldn't mind seeing that at Philadelphia next week. Ooh, that'd be so cool. Oh, and yes, they are live next week in Philadelphia. I'm going to try to see if I can go to Philly next week. It would be a travesty if I didn't go. Ooh, so we have the TNA World Championship on the line. Nick Nemeth taking on KC Navarro. We also have the TNA Tag Team titles on the line. We have the Righteous and the Hardys in the Hardy compound. And speaking of that match is up next. we're going to be in the Hardy compound. And so get ready because we know what the Hardy compound looks like. And yes, Jeff Menderling, make sure to watch Dark Side of the Ring because it was a match that Samoa Joe was in. And I do have to watch that. They also did preview next week's episode of King of the Ring, which talks about the Big Boss Man, which is very fascinating. Talk about his rise in WWF and WWE, and obviously his untimely death. So I definitely want to watch about the Big Boss Man. And I love it. Two places, Philly. I know, but I may need to go to Philly next week because we kind of need to be in there. Yes, I heard Samoa Joe was funny on that episode, and I have to see that. But I definitely want to catch up on King of the Ring, Dark Side of the Ring. But as I mentioned, next week they're going to be talking about the Big Boss Man next Tuesday. So if you have not seen it, make sure to check out Dark Side of the Ring so far, because woo, TNA. That was a lot of tea spilled. Some of it I was not surprised. Some of it was new to me, but listen, whoo, lots of tea to be spilled. And this is, oh yes. And also WWE Unreal dropped on Tuesday. Stephanie Vaquer talked. AJ Lee had a chance to talk. CM Punk had a chance to talk. And of course, John Cena talked about his final run before he hung up this boot. But I do have to, there's a lot of stuff we got to watch on TV. Maybe once Redemption is over and I can get a little break, I can catch up on other TV. And it's hard to believe it's almost 10 o'clock for TNA. So happy to be with all of you. Like I said, my siblings are handling over stuff at KV podcast. So once they wrap up at around 10 o'clock, you get to hang with me for TNA. Very excited because we have one more match. We have one final match to wrap up the first round of the TNA Knockouts tournament. Jada Stone taking on Alisha Edwards. Oh my. That's going to be fun. And yes, Jeffrey, she took some shots at Jada Stone, which is not nice to do. Catching up on social to see if anything I missed, because there's so much happening. Oh, and just confirming, well, I kind of knew that, but during the media call at AEW Redemption, found out Anna Jay from Mr. Bossman, and Anna Jay extended her contract with AEW, which I don't think it was a shock to me. It's going to be very interesting with WWE Radio because it's going to be very interesting with Sirius XM channel, WWE, and everything else. It's going to be very interesting with all these news. Yeah, exactly. Not surprising at all. But like I said, with WWE Radio and Sirius XM, because I know our team at WWT Live will be talking about this tomorrow. But it's going to be interesting. Forget the system. I think everybody's pulling for Ricky Sosa. I think everybody's pulling for Ricky Sosa and Leon Slater. I think they're pulling for them. And oh, look at that. Lockdown's going to be in Chicago next month. So if you're in the area, make sure. And yes, the Hardy compound is in North Carolina. It's in their comp. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Jason Locke? Jason? Mustafa doesn't seem pleased. He does not seem pleased. Jason Hotch? Well, it's going to be very interesting. Well, I mean, it's not like bad, but it's interesting. You can tell by the look at Tasha Steele's face. She wants to slap Mustafa Ali. Because I know she was happy for Jason. He's in the. Oh boy. A real number one contender. Oh boy. Well. Oh, well, we shall see. Well, okay, so TNA has their injury report. Elayna Black is in evaluation after getting attacked by Xia Brookside, who, by the way, I think that's going to be Xia Brookside's next contender because she's been eyeing Elayna Black last week. And Nick Nemeth says he's in credible condition. Oh, man. Nick Nemeth. Moose is in evaluation as well after his match earlier tonight. But we shall see. I actually do like these injury reports, which I love. And I love how they showed Nick Nemeth twice saying he's in perfect condition. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. So, yeah, we have the TNA World Title happening later on today, but right now, we're taking a trip to the Hardy compound in North Carolina. The Righteous are entering the infamous Hardy compound, or should I say the broken Hardys. It's going to be very interesting. And after this, well, I know, and also feel free to put in the chat who you guys got winning this match. Do you see the Hardys retaining, or do you think the Righteous could finally do it after what, 6 months to a year? But the Righteous have entered the Hardy compound. I would not be shocked if we see the children in this, because we have seen their kids be actively involved in these kind of matches, and it's kind of fun to see their children watch it. I know Matt's children we've seen. I don't know about Jeff's children. It's so funny how they switch from nighttime to daytime. And Matt with his dog, his wiener dog. Oh, that's his cute little wiener dog. This is, I'm not going to lie, this is Choo cinema right here. I want to see Kim. Hopefully we get to see him too. It's just crazy how long the Hardys have been in this business for so long, because if you saw the story and the journey on how they got there, two guys from North Carolina that's in the middle of nowhere were able to achieve the impossible and are still one of the biggest influences in wrestling. It's just crazy to see the Hardys go. Oh, I see one of the kids. Kitties. There's Jeff and there's Matt. Also, by the way, too, next Wednesday, they're doing a VIP event in Chicky and Pizza in Philadelphia next Wednesday. So I'm just saying, if you're a fan of the Hardys and you want to see them, go to Chicky and Pizza in Philadelphia right before TNA Impact, and it's gonna be fun. I don't know where the ref is, but it's gonna be interesting seeing the Hardy compound, and I hope they give them a good ample amount of time on this. Because after this, we have 2 matches left. We have Alisha Edwards. We have Alisha Edwards taking on Jada Stone in the main event. KC Navarro taking on Nick Nemeth for the TNA World Title. The ultimate deletion. So they're walking very, very, very slowly. It's just crazy seeing Matt and Jeff after all these years. Delete. Okay, here we go. We have the Oh God, that would be Boza. Hey, look, listen. Anything is possible. If they get nominated for an Emmy, I wouldn't be mad about it. I would not be mad about it because if it's executed properly, I would be okay. But here we go. We have this ultimate deletion at the Hardy compound. But I think I gotta do like the cinema. That'd be funny if they submitted for an Emmy for next year. And that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious if they submitted it and they won. Oh my goodness. That would be one of the biggest things TNA would ever achieve is an Emmy. It's crazy if you see the ages for both Matt and Jeff. It's just crazy how they still move to this day. And it's crazy, like, I know Jeff has done a lot of crazy moves, and I couldn't recall him having a serious injury. It looks like the Righteous are have the upper hand here. Oh! The Hardys using their supernatural powers! Does the Righteous think they were gonna play mind games with the Hardys? And I love that. Yep. Reference to Power Rangers. The Righteous snapped their fingers, and where are they? Oh, they have an inside ring in the Hardy compound. That'd be funny if the kid. Exactly. We grew up with Matt and Jeff. It's just crazy. And there's a referee, and here we go. Match is underway. I would not be surprised if we see the children involved in this. I would not be surprised. It's crazy. Like, we all grew up with Matt and Jeff Hardy when we were kids, when we were teenagers, and our early adults. And it's just, to this day, like, I remember when I was at Battle for the Brave and the Hardys came out, like, it looked like the arena was about to shake when the Hardys came out. Like, everybody was coming to see the Hardys. And even, like, their line for the meet and greets, it was so long, but they took the time to meet their fans, which was so great. And it warms my heart, too. And it's crazy because I got to see Matt twice, and I only got to see Jeff once. And somebody asked me, who'd you pick to see, Matt or Jeff? And it was like, I can't pick one or the other. I have to meet both Hardys. And they signed my book when they did their autobiography in 2003. Yep, Jeffrey, I was talking about, like, it's crazy how they started. Two guys from Cameron, North Carolina, trying to live the dream, getting into the business, and look where they are now. And I have their autobiographies from the DVD, from like the WWF and WWE days. But I feel like they need to do an updated one. We need to have an updated story. I was more into Jeff. It's kind of crazy. I like both of them because, like, even when they did solo work, it was so nice to see Matt and Jeff, like, be creative on their own. Quick kick out from the Righteous. You're right, Roland. New Day versus the Wyatts when the Wyatts had their swamp. The Wyatts had their swamp. I do like the cinematic features in this match. It makes a lot more sense. I feel like I'm sitting in a movie. And you need like pop. There's no popcorn at the movies, but well, we have a commercial break. Well, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get more throughout the night when this night wraps up. But I know this needs to be. If they don't submit this for an Emmy next year, what are we doing? What are we doing? I think they're probably going to show more probably throughout the night as well because we need a winner. We need a winner, and I'm pretty sure this will because we now know Jeff's going to face off against Nick Nemeth next week in Philadelphia. So for the TNA World Title. Excuse me. I know I didn't like it when it ended on commercials because I want to see more. I want to see more of the Hardys. Give me more. Well, it's 10 o'clock. We're in the final hour. We're in the final hour of TNA Impact. Shout out to Richard Williams, 8529. Yeah, almost every single one. I know we have to wait 10 minutes. Now it's like we gotta wait 10 minutes. Oh man. I guess we got more out of it. I just did. Hold on. No, I watch it by siblings over at the Kayfabe podcast because they still have it now. I mean, I know. I feel like for this one, if they're gonna do the deletions, they should have had at least commercial free. They should have had at least this commercial free. That's all I need to see. Well, shout out to Mark1756. Appreciate that support in any way possible. But like I said, the deletion should have been commercial free. And I think I'm sorry, but I'm looking at the Kayfabe podcast and I'm laughing at Sed's comment that he has on Kayfabe saying he's watching this deletion on TNA. People don't really find this entertaining. Nah. And you know what it is? Because people didn't get to watch the Hardys when they were the Broken Hardys during TNA. Not when WWE, when they first came into TNA. And I mean, it is cinema. I just kind of wish they added more. But it does look like cinema and also look like a movie. Like I said, Jeff, what are they I don't even know, honestly, at this point. Hold up, let me see.
Left me wanting more.
Man, you know, it's two sides to every story. Well, there's three sides to every story. That's what I say about it. Like, even like with Jeff, it's like you're leaving something out when it comes to this, and you can feel it. Like, there's no way just that CMLL appearance was the only time that you acted out.
Oh, well, here we go. We got commercial back for this Hardy compound.
That's why, like, to your point, it's just like, this really feels like a fluff piece. And like y'all both said, I don't think they could decide whether or not are we telling the story of TNA or we telling the story of Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, they're talking about, oh, you know what?
How did the Jeff Hardy stuff have to even be in there?
That's what I was just going to say.
Oh, you know what? On Kayfabe, they're actually talking about Dark Side of the Ring with TNA. They're talking about Dark Side of the Ring with TNA. Oh my God, look at the Hardy pop-outs. Look at all the photos. They have the photo with their mom and their dad. And they have everything that they had when they were kids. Yeah, right now they're acting to the 3-part of TNA. Look at them in the kitchen. They have all the photos. They have the original photo with their mom and their dad when they were kids. Oh my God. And it's crazy. Like, they still talk about their mom and their dad. Because I think in the book, Exist to Inspire, they did talk about their mom before she passed when they were kids. Because I believe she worked as a nurse. So. And here is Queen Rebecca playing the piano. Oh, and look at that. Delightful. I think it's probably like in an illusion. That's what it is. I feel like this is an illusion of something, because I know they're sitting side by side together laughing, but I feel like this is like an illusion. It's really interesting. Oh my God, we got to see one of the kids. We got to see one of the children. Uh-oh. One of the righteous members is missing. Uh-oh. I think it's one of their kids. I think it's one of Matt's sons. Well, what happened to Righteous? Yeah, it was like an illusion. This is like an illusion right here. It's kind of the weirdest in a way. Yes, King Mac. Oh, it's like one. Oh no. Butch's tag team partner's laid to rest. Oh, no, he's not. And he gave a flower. Deadly flower to his own tag team partner. So I guess this is a way of being the ultimate deletion on being in the illusion and having them turn against each other. And I also, with the fact to payback from the Wicked Garden match that happened a couple weeks ago. But there's Mac's kids. There's Rebecca. I know sooner or later we would have the kids. And there's Rebby, who, by the way, she did wrestle in TNA in the past, if anybody did not know. She does look stunning, I will say. She looks gorgeous. Yes, he did. Because I remember a couple weeks ago, they had that Wicked Garden match, and Jeff ate one of them. Yes, the children, Queen Rebecca. No, it's not Halloween yet, Jeff Metterling, but it's almost. Butch is trying to find his glasses. Oh my goodness. Is that Will-O-the-Wisp? Oh my God. Will-O-the-Wisp. And look, if you see Willow's shirt, it has Umaga on it. Look at that shirt. It says Umaga. Because if you remember, in WWE, Jeff Hardy had some battles with Umaga for the Intercontinental title. So that's dope that he paid homage to Umaga. But it would be interesting because I feel like if it happened in WWE, it would be too watered down. Yes, Will-O-the-Wisp.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, where are the incidents?
Oh goodness, they were in the water of illusion. Well, it looks like they're back to normal with the righteous. Yep, that's a swimming pool of illusion. That's illusion. Well, we got to see a glimpse of the kids and Rebecca. You can tell one of the members of the righteous is hallucinating. Hallucinating. What is Jeff? Oh, he was about to do the fireworks on Jeff, but thank God Matt came in. I know, you don't see very often. You don't. So Roland Bird, because you asked me on my right arm. Yes, it's actually a sensor because I am diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Fortunately, I was diagnosed with it 8 years ago because I ended up getting it in the worst way possible because I was immediately rushed to the hospital where I got diabetic ketoacidosis. My blood sugar was 503, and it was a very scary time because the doctor said if I wasn't rushed or any sooner, I could have been in a coma or worse, but I'm taking strides to make sure my diabetes is on point, and my blood sugar has been a little bit spiky the last couple of weeks. But yes, this is my sensor, and I have no shame in it because that's something that I am practicing to do and feeling better at it and just taking it day by day. So no shame, no shame in having diabetes because I can still, it's just all about moderation. And I see both teams hit each other with fireworks, and it looks like the righteous just... Oh my God, I hope he doesn't hook. No, not the wicked. No, not the wicked flower. No, not the wicked. Oh Lordy, he got mad to eat it. I'll never forget that wicked garden match. Jeff was hallucinating, and now we get to see Matt hallucinate. Oh boy. Well, here's the referee. Oh man, poor Matt. Yes, Kyle O'Reilly did. I'm trying to think. Somebody from the Outrunners. I would say Truth Magnum. Truth Magnum is also has diabetes as well. But yes, Kyle O'Reilly is a diabetic, if you did not know. The goats, the egos. Another set of egos for the Hardys. They just come out with so many different egos. Where's Jeff going? Where's he going? Where is he going? It looks like, is it the pool of illusion? Oh my God! That's a throwback when he was TNA World Champion with the Immortal. If you guys remember that I haven't seen that belt in God knows how long. Oh my goodness. That was the belt when Jeff Hardy was World Heavyweight Champion. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen that belt in God knows. Yup, Jeffrey, that was his customized TNA World title. Oh my God, what's Jeff gonna do here? Jeff always does a swanton. 2, 3. That's it. Yeah, unfortunately, that belt, because we know what happened when he was TNA World Champion. But your winners, and still tag team champions, is the Hardys. And we can finally end this between the Righteous and the Hardys. Question is, what is next? Wonderful! Now throw them in the pool. Forever. Well, that was a movie right there. Yeah, that was an interesting stuff. I know the mayor said always has questions saying, I don't get this, but that's because you have not seen the entire set of the Hardys when they were in TNA. Now, when they were in WWE, when they were in TNA, they really got to develop their character. But we have the final first round match of the TNA Knockouts TV title. Jada Stone taking on the System's Alisha Edwards. And then, of course, we have the main event. KC Navarro taking on Nick Nemeth. I'm pretty sure we're going to see Baby Brother come into play. I'm pretty sure we'll see Baby Brother.
So, some confusing news that I think
It's funny, they're talking about WWE Radio with the Sirius XM announcement, because I know we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. Never want to see them. Oh, Jeffrey, be nice.
by WWE Radio, clear this up. So people are not thinking this up. Yes, WWE did take the slots. Official part of the WWE.
It's going to be very interesting, because I know there's going to be a discussion on this tomorrow, because it's going to be very interesting how this is going to play out.
Start to find out, but we'll let y'all know and have a further discussion. This is just going to be an announcement phase, so we will continue pushing. Now, the big news that has been talked about is, I'm going to lay this out very simple. You have heard Rhea Ripley cannot compete as the WWE champion.
Yeah.
Thus, we will be having a 5
They're also talking about the interim, because I know a lot of people were not happy about the interim.
so many things about what I just said. But to add to this, supposedly, HAB will be added into this ladder match and has been most likely the one
Interesting. It just keeps getting interesting. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a discussion on this. tomorrow we're getting WWE Radio, because obviously, of course, it does open a lot of opportunities because Corey Graves might have his own show and people under the WWE. But I think it also gives an opportunity, because if they're going to focus on just WWE, it kind of gives opportunities with platforms like us that talk about all the promotions instead of just one, giving the fair share. Because, you know, Busted Open, they've always had their fair share when it comes to like AEW, sometimes TNA. They talk about independence here and there, not fully. Oh, we see Jason trying to talk to management because but here we see Leon Slater. Oh, so Leon Slater admitted he fought it for Jason. And I think Jason should get a title. He should get an opportunity for the international title. Why not? Don't do it, Jason. Don't do it. Yes, we are. Boza, this is the final first round match. Oh, look at Mackenzie Mitchell. She's fabulous as ever. She looks fabulous. Well, yes, don't do it, Jason. Don't do it. Well, here comes Alisha Edwards from the system. She's competing in the TNA Knockouts TV tournament. Obviously, of course, she's accompanied by her husband. Yeah, her husband, Eddie Edwards, which actually makes more sense because he wants to be a supportive husband. He wants to be a supportive husband. I know, Jada. That's why. Because I think Jada Stone teamed up with. God, it wasn't Ricky Sosa. It was actually Trey Miguel. Who, by the way, Trey Miguel is injured at the moment. I think he is rehabilitating right now. Don't know when he's coming back soon. So. All right, so here comes Jada Stone. So just a little bit about Jada Stone. I actually did get a glimpse of her in TNA the last couple weeks because I know she was feuding. There's a real that's important. Oh boy. Well, Jada Stone has been making moves in the TNA roster. Also with the fact too, when she was feuding with Tasha Steelz from Order 4, she had Trey Miguel in her corner. Obviously, of course, Trey Miguel is injured and he's recovering he's doing rehabilitation right now. But she is a little bit of a firecracker because when she faced off against Tasha Steelz, oh man. But here we go. Alisha Edwards, Jada Stone, one-on-one, the final match of the first round of the TNA Knockout Tournament. Feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got. Do you have Alisha Edwards advancing or do you have Jada Stone advancing? And just remember, Alisha's husband, Eddie Edwards, is in the corner. So you can tell there's going to be a lot of shenanigans within the system. Nice. Yep. Bailey's biggest fan. But don't underestimate Alisha with her wrestling because she can go. But Jada Stone can go. If you have not seen Jada Stone in the ring, you're in for a good treat. when she faced off against Tasha, there was fireworks going off. Fireworks going off. But next week we kick off our second round of the Knockout TV tournament. We have Indy Hartwell taking on Hell. We have Edward. Well, at least Eddie got his wife. Look at him being a gentleman. He caught his wife in thin air. Oh shit, it's doing there. Oh my goodness. She took out Eddie Edwards. Well, hey, that's the best way to do it. Take out your husband. Jada's 5'2" to listen. I know, right? The battle of the 5 feet. That's always interesting. Oh man. Oh, Jeffrey, be nice. Be nice. But Jada Stone isn't somebody I would not play with. Like I said, when she feuded with Tasha Steelz, oh my God, that was just like fireworks ready to happen. But after this, we have one more match. We have our main event match. Nick Nemeth taking on KC Navarro for the TNA World title. Like I said, if you're in Philadelphia right now, KC Navarro is hosting a watch party over there in Philadelphia because he's been doing a lot of media tour lately. So shout outs to him. And I know he's having so much fun at his watch party. And Alisha Edwards, you had to touch the braids. Touch the braids. And look at Eddie Edwards talking trash to Jada Stone. Oh man. He's lucky he's outside the ring because Jada Stone may kick him the same way she kicked Tasha Steelz. Ooh, nice clothesline. Oh man, Jada Stone, she just Jada Stone, she's woo! See, that's athleticism right there. That is athleticism. But be very careful. Be very, very careful of Eddie Edwards because he's a person I would not trust outside the ring. And he would do anything to help his lovely wife. Quick kick out. I just hope we don't get another draw. That's all I'm asking for. I hope we don't get another draw. That's something I don't want. Well, Buzz, I mean, the narcs of the world can say whatever they want about the ultimate deletion match, but it is what it is. And plus, they have their own opinions, I guess, especially. And oh, look, I knew Eddie Edwards was going to interfere one way or another. Ooh! Oh, man. Jada Stone advanced. She advanced. Jada Stone advanced into the first from the first round. No, I guess she's paying the price. I guess she's paying the price. Alisha Edwards ain't too happy about it. So she's paying the price. Ugh. Yes, Jada Stone did advance, but after the match, she's not paying the price. Yeah, I know a lot of. That was delish. Yeah, that's a clever name. Delish. Well, Jada Stone picked up the victory and she picked up the last lap. So congratulations to her because she will be facing off against Jody Threat. And the updated bracket is set. And we have all our contenders for the next round. Obviously, of course, next week, since they're in Philadelphia, we will know. We already know what matches are. Next week, it'll be Indy Hartwell taking on Thea Hale. And then Mara Sade will be taking on Heather by Elegance. And KC Navarro, he is ready for action. Nick Nemeth, along with his baby brother. I guess he told his baby brother to stay behind. But you can tell there's going to be a lot of shenanigans. Alyssa, you can't believe it. I know. Well, unfortunately, Eddie Edwards did get involved. And what? You're not supposed to get involved when your women's in a match. Come on now. Well, we'll tell you to make a break, but I can smell a lot of shenanigans in this match, and it's probably going to lead to a match at Lockdown. And I also think there's going to show of a test to see who's the next star in TNA. Like, who's the next ones up, especially with this act. A lot of shift in TNA. So, but it's been fun covering. I will say this has been really fun covering TNA. It's been very fun spending time with all of you covering this Knockouts TV tournament. Obviously, of course, my siblings at the KK podcast are still happening right now because we're talking about what's next with Bayley, because that's also been a topic of discussion. That has been a topic, excuse me, of discussion. What's next for her? But we'll see what happens with Bayley. Obviously, she has a wrestling school. She has everything doing outside of the ring. And if she doesn't want to wrestle in AEW or any New Japan, she can take a break. I don't think Bayley is ready to hang it up just yet. Not yet. But like I said, like, she doesn't have to wrestle in AEW or any promotions. Like, she can take a break if she wants to. She can take a break. Wow, Jeffrey, that's crazy. It's crazy because I started watching TNA back in 2004, 2005, when it was the Impact Zone, when they had the six-sided ring, the six-sided steel cage. That's the first time I saw AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, the Knockouts division, Team Canada, Petey Williams, all those cats, Abyss, Shark Boy. I'm going way back in the TNA days, but it's just so interesting to see it. And even now, shout out to Aaron Teagle in the back. Shout out to Aaron Teagle in the chat. I know a lot of people were very mixed about the six-sided ring, which is insanity because it was like a hexagon ring, and then they had the cage. Obviously, of course, the Ultimate X match. It's just interesting how TNA has come a long way. Who doesn't remember Shark Boy? I remember Team Canada. And also, it's just crazy to see how TNA has come from a long way. And even when you see Dark Side of the Ring, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that has been left out. It should have just been a whole season. It should have been a whole season of TNA because there are so many parts that they could have added. But I understand if they can't add some because maybe of NDA issues or copyright issues or lawsuits or whatever, which is always understandable and it always happens. But I feel like there should have been a lot more to the story. Obviously, of course, with the infamous Jeff versus Sting at Victory Road, obviously the aftermath of it. And I just think there should have been a lot more. But like I said, there's always some hurdles. Yes, Mike Tenay and Don West, they were a good commentary team. All right, we see Mustafa Ali. We see everybody from Order 4. So Jason is standing up for himself. So I guess Leon Slater lit a fire in him. You can tell Mustafa Ali doesn't like Leon Slater at all. I remember Beer Money. Really? Jason's standing up for himself and he has some grapefruits in him. Good for him. I hope not. I don't want another finger poke of doom. Like, no. So, tail of the tape for the TNA World title. That's the tail of the tape. Interesting. You better. I'm pretty sure Tasha Steelz is thinking the same way. It's just a matter of time. You got to let this slowly process. Please don't let this be another finger poke of doom. Please, 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 please. But yes, Taz was announcer for a while, but I always loved Don West and Mike Tenay. They just matched so well. KC Navarro. It's funny he channeled his inner Dolph Ziggler. If you could tell, his wrestling attire is similar to Dolph Ziggler. Callback. That is funny. That is really, really funny. That is hilarious. That is funny. Showing homage to Dolph Ziggler. Well, he did say that's one of his heroes growing up, so that makes a lot of sense. He's mocking Dolph. I know. He's mocking him, but it's like, is he paying homage to him or something? Shout out to Maria in the chat. You're just in time for the main event, the TNA World title. Nick Nemeth, KC Navarro. Look at Nick Nemeth doing what he does best. He's doing what he does best. He's channeling his inner Shawn Michaels, which, you know, it's funny. We were talking about Shawn Michaels on yesterday on WWT Live. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday to Shawn Michaels, by the way. It's just so funny how Shawn Michaels is still influenced to this day. From the sexy boy antics to the dancing, everything else to this day. And I love it. And look at Mackenzie Mitchell. She is so fabulous. Shout out to Stefan Troloon for joining on TNA. It's a TNA World Championship. Here we go. Feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got winning. I have a feeling it's probably going to end in shenanigans, and we'll probably see KC Navarro and Nemeth at Lockdown. Yes, Aaron Teagle, the Hardys did beat the Righteous in the final deletion. And yes, next week in Philadelphia, Jeff Hardy will have an opportunity for the TNA World title against Nick Nemeth next week. Oh my God. It would have been funny. Like I said, it would have been funny if KC Navarro crashed the party on Busted Open. That would have been hilarious. All right, guys, we're at 10:40, and I think this is a perfect opportunity because we know AMC is known for long commercials. We're going to take a break to stretch, get a quick beverage, get everything else, get everything settled for the main event. So we're going to take a quick little break before we jump right into the main event because we still have some time for TNA Impact. We're back. Actually, I'm watching kayfabe, and I'm not gonna lie. And it's funny because Will is saying WWE is trying to make the women's division fail, which is crazy. It's kind of crazy how, like, Liv Morgan's title reign. It's kind of crazy how wanting the women's division to fail. And you know what's crazy? I feel like, because we still have some time commercial, this is one of the things I love about women's wrestling talk is because we want to be vocal about women's wrestling. And it's kind of sad that when you look at what's happening with WWE the last couple of weeks, they kind of want them to fail, which Will does kind of have a point there because last time Liv Morgan had a full match was after WrestleMania against Sol Ruka. And I can say the same for AEW. I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks and do my watch along. Everybody's like, and you know, it's funny because people were saying last week the women's match main event, it was the highest rated, but that was your only women's match. You didn't even highlight. You didn't even have another women's match. And like, this is where I always have to be critical because I want all the women to shine. But, and I said this like after Toni Storm got hurt, you can't always depend on Mercedes. You can't always depend on Toni. This is where you're going to have to go outside the box and work with other women in your division that you can at least mold into. I would love to see Jamie Hayter be women's champion next year. I've been vouching for her to have a feud with Tekla. And I do think Jamie Hayter is going to be AEW women's champion in 2027. But we're just going to shift gears. We're going to talk more about this. But right now we have the main event. Nick Nemeth taking on KC Navarro. And it looks like Nick Nemeth gave KC Navarro a slap in the face.
But besides that, the majority of what we want to see is the women, because they are the ones that's going to show out. They're the ones that's going to do crazy spots. The rest of the cats that got lazy. Main events are lazy. Big time stars are lazy. Now they don't really know what it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's very ridiculous. Like, even watching, it's more entertaining watching Penta, Ethan Page, and Rusev and all of them battle it out for awesome time.
Sorry, I'm watching kayfabe too, but Nick Nemeth and KC Navarro.
Our women's champion has not been we're in July. That's sad. It's a different wrestling landscape, man. It's not for the better. And it's sad that you have such a Jordan Grace is not now. Jordan Grace has an incredible physical appeal to her. She has an incredible personality. The girl knows how to wrestle in the ring. Like, really carry the TNA division. What we saw with the two, her and Jade Cargill match up with each other. It's about to be it. We about to be it. And you're telling me
It's kind of crazy because I think we're going to talk more about it. I'm happy for KC Navarro.
I know they're trying to buy time because a lot of our girls are.
It's interesting when we have conversations like this, not just on WWT, but also when I watch on kayfabe, or even when I'm on kayfabe. It's very fascinating because some of it is true, and you have to take constructive criticism. Oh, a quick kick out by Nick Nemeth. KC Navarro almost got it, and I think this is a time for TNA to really look at stars for the future because well, I'm not gonna say you got rid. You parted ways with most of your roster. And also you did resign some people. So I think it's also something thinking like, okay, who is somebody that I could lead on and put the keys on to lead TNA in the future? I think that's something to really think about. I definitely would love to see KC Navarro. I would love to see Leon Slater, Ricky Sosa. I'm going to throw in Rich Swann as well. Mustafa Ali's been building for a while. So you just have to think of guys like, who do you think can take the keys? Because like I said, Nick Nemeth can't wrestle forever. The Hardys can't wrestle forever. Yeah, there's many. Like Frankie Kazarian can't wrestle forever. And exactly, they Mike Santano's on NXT, so this is where you got to fill the void on who are going to be your new faces. Even with the Knockouts division, which even though I do have some feelings against Tessa Blanchard, that was also a void in that women's division because I thought she was going to be TNA Knockouts champion, but she parted ways with TNA and now she's wrestling at CMLL, and it's going to be very interesting to see. And I would love to see Xia Brookside be the face. I think thank God I'm not on the PR and comms team for this, because I would definitely make her into a star. I would definitely be with her. Yeah, I know. It's like if you lose Rosemary, like what are we doing? So it's like, come on.
I would love to get Chelsea in there.
It's always fun. It's always fun how we support each other, especially in the WWT realm. Oh, so I'm not at ISPW, but congratulations to the Headbangers on being ISPW Tag Team Champions. Congratulations to them. They have been a pinnacle of the tag team division in wrestling. So proud of them. And I'm hoping they stay around for quite some time. But congratulations to the Headbangers. They are the new ISPW Tag Team Champion. So proud of them. I'm just so proud. I should definitely see if there's going to be commentary for next year at Wildwood, because I wouldn't mind doing commentary for a show in Wildwood. That would be fun. Yeah, they're still wrestling the Headbangers. I was so happy to see that. It just makes me smile. It's funny how, like, okay, so get this. It's funny how this is AMC and TNA, but they're airing a commercial about AEW. I just find this really funny. They're airing a commercial on AEW Dynamite on AMT and TNA Wrestling. This is really funny. Oh man, what universe are we living in? What universe? That is just hilarious. I just find that hilarious. I feel like it's funny how, like, everybody commercials. Oh my God, Roland. That would be crazy if Rosemary went to NXT, and she's been there, as Jeffrey said, she's been there for 10 years. So this is where TNA has to be in rebuild again. But we're back with the TNA World Title, our main event. Nick Nemeth taking on KC Navarro, 1-on-1. Good match so far, and I think this will really help. I think this will help KC Navarro a lot, because I do see him as a I'm laughing at the way Nick Nemeth shakes his hips, because it reminds me so much of what Shawn Michaels did back in the day. I just find myself laughing about that. Oh, nice close on my KC. Ooh, that's a nice move that Casey did. I'm not gonna lie. 1, 2, quick kick out by Nick Nemeth. That was almost 3. And also, I want to throw this out there last week. Last week on Impact was TNA's most highest rated episode on AMC so far. And they posted on social. So that is huge to say. Could have been because of Dark Side of the Ring, talking about TNA. Possibly, but last week was their highest rated episode of TNA Impact so far. He's so close, Jeffrey. Oh man, he was so close. This is like too close. I think Jeff is. That's what I'm thinking, Jeffrey. It could have been because of Dark Side of the Ring, but last week was TNA Impact's highest episode, which is crazy. Two, quick kick up by Nick Nemeth. 1, 2. I feel like this is going to end in shenanigans. Oh my God, that's the famous sir. As famous by Billy Gunn. But I will say KC Navarro is showing people or giving a reintroduction of himself of who he is. And he could be a future main event player in TNA. Because like I said, I saw him last week at Fight Factory Wrestling. He is definitely a cool person. And he's from New Jersey, by the way, too. And he was also trained by Anthony Bowens as well. Because we did talk about Bowens. Quick kick out by KC Navarro. Shout out to Lynette in the chat. She asked me, who do you think that the 3 spots should belong to from SmackDown? Oh, that's a good question. Well, I would love to see Chelsea Green. That should be no ifs, ands, or buts. I would love to see Chelsea Green participate in that. I would like to see Blake Monroe. I feel like Blake Monroe can be very, very sneaky in a way. I would love to see Chelsea Green, Blake Monroe. Oh, man, slap in the face. Yeah, Chelsea Green, Blake Monroe. Who else do I want to see? Maybe AJ Lee. But yeah, so far, Chelsea Green and Blake Monroe are 2 people I want to see in that ladder match. Ooh! Quick kick out by Nick Nemeth. Oh my God. I know. But yeah, like Blake Monroe. Yeah, Blake Monroe, Chelsea Green. One, 3, and your winner. And still TNA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Nemeth. By the way, next week we'll face off against Jeff Hardy for the TNA World title. And you know who else I would like to see in that ladder match? I would like to see Paige. Because since Paige lost the tag team titles, I want to see her in singles action. So my 3 are Chelsea Green, Blake Monroe, and Paige. Those are my 3 who I think. Well, I guess congratulations to Nick Nemeth on retaining. Because next week he's defending the title against Jeff Hardy. So you can expect a lot of shenanigans. Yeah. Where, oh, where was the little brother? Where, oh, where was Ryan Nemeth? But a lot can happen. But that completes their trip to Albany for the last couple weeks. Next week, they are live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania next week. But that wraps up TNA Impact because we get to go to the credits. But Nick Nemeth is still your TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And you can watch the next movie on AMC because they are known for their movies called Lone Survivor. Well, that was fun. That was a fun episode of TNA Impact. Then, you know what? On the plus side, we completed the first round of the TNA Knockouts TV tournament. Obviously, of course, there was a hiccup because the second to last match ended in a draw. Unfortunately, ended in a draw between Elayna Black and Wendy Choo. I did not like it. I did not like it at all, which really sucks. But now we know who Zaya Brookside's next contender is going to be because we did see her and Elayna Black interact with each other last week. So we could see Zaya Brookside and Elayna Black for the TNA Knockouts title soon. And it also gives an opportunity for whoever is already out of the tournament. Zaya Brookside can build a lot of credible contenders. So that should be good as well. Also, we saw Alisha Edwards take on Jada Stone. And we thought with Eddie Edwards, Alisha was going to win. But Jada Stone picked up the victory. And so happy to see Jada Stone prevail. I thought she was going to get beat down by Alisha. But Jada Stone prevailed. And I love it. I know, Jeffrey, they didn't restart the match, which was very horrible. But it looks like M by Elegance advanced by default. And I'm pretty sure Mr. Concierge is celebrating somewhere. But next week, we kick off our second round matches in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. We have Indy Hartwell taking on Thea Hale. And we're also going to have Mara Sade take on Heather by Elegance next week. So get ready because now we're continuing our coverage of the TNA TV Knockouts Championship. We also kicked off with tag team action. Elijah and Moose taking on AJ Francis and Frankie Kazarian. Obviously, this has been brewing up the last couple weeks. Obviously, of course, with the King's speech, Frankie Kazarian and Moose, they need to have a one-on-one match soon, but Frankie keeps dodging Moose. Thankfully, he has an ally in Elijah because he can't stand both. Obviously, of course, it was a good tag team match to kick off the show, but of course, we had to deal with expressions, or as Jeffrey and I call him, WWF's version of Slick. Apparently, due to interference by expressions, AJ Francis and Frankie Kazarian picked up the victory, but Moose and Elijah ended up getting the last laugh, and it won't be the last time we see all four of these men. We also get to find out who is Mustafa Ali is going to face, and it's his own camaraderie of Order 4, Jason. Jason, at first, he was going to revoke it, but Leon Slater talked to him and convinced him to keep it. So Jason is keeping his opportunity for the TNA International Championship, and it's going to be very interesting how this is going to brew out in the next couple weeks. Also, we get to hear from the system on what's next for them. And we saw an appearance from Ricky Sosa and Leon Slater because it looks like they still have some unfinished business with the system. And it looks like it may brew into next week. So get ready. Philadelphia is coming in on fire. And we had the cinematic, dramatic, somewhat illusionist deletion ultimate deletion between the Hardys and the Righteous for the TNA World Tag Team titles. Yeah, it's interesting because I wouldn't say if you're on drugs that would be hallucinating, but I think maybe from the creative and interesting minds of Matt and Jeff, this is how they imagine it to be in cinematic features. We saw the illusion pool. We got to see appearance from the kids, from Rebby, or Queen Rebecca, I should say. See an appearance from the children and Matt's wife. Obviously, of course, we saw the Righteous get a taste of their own medicine from eating that poisonous flower that they give the Hardys a couple weeks ago in that Wicked Garden match. I'm going to tell you something. If that's not submitted for an Emmy, what are we doing? What are we doing? But I mean, it delivered a lot of cinematics. It was entertaining. Checkmarked everything that you need to be. I know everybody was not too fond of it, but entertainment wise, it did what it needed to do. And then after this, the Hardys are still TNA Tag Team Champions, and pretty much it's what's next for the tag team division in TNA. Obviously, of course, Jeff Hardy will be facing off against whoever was the winner of KC Navarro and Nick Nemeth, the TNA World Title next week. I'm very curious where the Hardys go from here in the tag team divisions, because we need to amplify that. We need to go in rebuild mode for the tag team divisions. That's what we need. Also, we have the main event. Nick Nemeth, KC Navarro for the TNA World Title. I love that KC Navarro came out in Dolph Ziggler gear, which was hysterical, and I loved. It was really a good match between both of them, and I really did enjoy it. And it kind of did show that KC Navarro is a future star and can be a main event player in TNA, with the fact they some of the people parted ways with them, moved on to other places, and I think this is an opportunity for TNA to rebuild, not just the Knockouts, the tag team, the X division, but also their men's division. I think it's something that it needs to be considered. I do think KC Navarro is a true star and player in TNA. If you give him the keys, if you give him the trust. He did media work this week in Philadelphia, so I'm very proud of him on that. But I do see a lot of potential in him. Shout out to Rob Williams from BCP. He's been supportive of KC Navarro since day one. Like I said, he's a Jersey boy, so I got to support my peeps from Jersey. We got some cool people from New Jersey, and always happy to see people from my home state do their thing. Love it, and it makes me smile. So congratulations to Nick Nemeth on retaining the TNA World Title, and Baby Brother didn't interfere. Baby Brother did not interfere. Shocker. But that wraps up TNA. It was a fun episode, too. It was definitely a fun episode. Hit everything you need to be. They're on the road to lockdown, but I do like doing these watch-alongs for the Knockouts TV Championship because it's always fun. Like I said, TNA will always have a special place in my heart because it was the second promotion I fell in love with back in 2004 or 2005. And I will still always have support for TNA. Even with all the crap that's happening right now, I want to support them because I do not want them to die. I do not want them to die. But that wraps up TNA Impact, and that wraps up for me. I always love doing these watch-alongs, whether it be on AEW or TNA, but I'm happy to support with all of you. Shout out to all of you in the chat for just being supportive, because I remember when I first announced this, I was a little bit hesitant on doing this because I wasn't sure if people were going to join for the TNA watch-alongs, because I know my siblings at KC Podcast had their own thing. So, but you guys showed up. You guys showed up not just for me, but also on the KC Podcast. So I thank all of you for joining with me. Shout out to Boza, Jeffrey, Roland, Eddie Foster. Had a peek from my sister Honey in the chat as well. Aaron Teagle, Maria, Lynette, all of you for supporting this chat, this whole network, because we're supporting women's wrestling even with the news happening with WWE podcasts, radio, and everything else, we'll still be here, talk all things women's wrestling for all promotions. So, long way to go, but we're going to keep supporting. We're small, but mighty. We have a lot to offer. You can always find me on my socials at CourtneyNJ11 on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure to follow my content. Also, and I didn't get to share this on WWT Live, but I may share it next week. I am in the running for SSPW's Women's Commissioner. I'm very excited to be in the top 3, and they're going to announce the winner in September. I'm up against 2 powerhouses that have in history with wrestling. One of them you know very well, Bronwyn Billington, the daughter of the Dynamite Kid. And then I have to get the other person's name, but I know she's a daughter of a person that's been in the wrestling business for quite some time. So I'm up against 2 powerhouses, but I have my own flair to this. I do have a lot I can bring into the table, but never underestimate me. But I'm very excited for this opportunity as well. And I will be talking more about this in the coming weeks. So it's very, very exciting. I'm excited for this opportunity. Ready to get started. Ready to get to work. Also, like I said, follow my content. The recap for Fight Factory event last week is up. Shout out to Dave and the rest of the crew for having me do media coverage. It's just been fun. Shout out to everybody in the WWT universe. Co-host as well, even said, who tries to take over my day, tries to make it CEO Wednesdays, but technically he knows it's Timeless Elite Wednesdays with me. So shout out to everybody on my co-host. But thank you all for joining with me. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on WWT tomorrow, but I will give my bold predictions for Redemption before Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. But thank you all for supporting me, and thank you for supporting Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. You guys have a great evening, and I will see y'all on Sunday.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.